877 talk now.
Where are we coming from live? We're back in the command center.
Well,
VCR tapes back there. Spiderweb's up there.
Spiderweb's.
Every wife, one's up there. One's at your house. This is
a construct that you've never used in your entire life.
That's my wife. Stop it.
Well, let's get it down to brass tacks. We have NBA Finals done, set. Toronto has won, and let me tell you, I think we're both happy that Toronto won. I was especially happy just because I can't stand Steph Curry. I know he is like the golden child of the NBA. I can't stand him. I just can't stand him.
I think a lot of people too.
It doesn't make sense to me that he does anything. He doesn't go against the grain in anything. He's just a goody two shoes type of dude to me.
Bill Russell, he was the Bill Russell of this finals, because back in the '60s when the Celtics were winning all those championships, you hated the guy because the guy was so successful. I'm psyched with all his little antics on the court, his dancing routines and everything else. It all failed. It all failed. They made all these finals in a row, and now reality has struck that team. The injury struck that team, and I'm not happy. Trust me, I'm not happy they got injured. But the better team won, Kurt. Toronto was stacked. They were probably the second best team in the league. Outside of maybe Milwaukee. Milwaukee obviously wasn't built for a long playoff run. We saw that with the Celtics 2 years ago.
For sure.
And being down 0-2, Toronto's been on fire. And it wasn't for one stupid timeout. And they would have swept at home. They would have been up 3, what have you. So
to be honest, I don't like it. For me, it was great to see, and for a lot of people, I'm a big LeBron fan, but it was great for a lot of people to see playoffs without him.
Right.
And people were like, "Oh, hey, like this is what could happen."
The East was fun.
The East was
for the first time.
Yeah.
Wasn't the same. I'm not a LeBron fan.
So, no, I understand that.
Even though my Celtics got bounced, that was fun to see. Two new teams, even in the semis in the East, both 4 different teams in there.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Yeah, and
Philadelphia was fun to watch.
Yeah. And
different.
And trust me, and you'll be the first to say, watching the Celtics play, you're just like, who's leading this team?
After game 1, I said that for 4 straight games.
You're sitting there like, who's leading this team?
You don't have to worry about it because that guy ain't coming back.
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
Yes, we will.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
I know we're talking about the finals, so continue with your finals.
Because how good in your eyes is Kawhi Leonard? Like,
he's the best player in the NBA.
Well, right now, for sure.
Right now,
he'll win MVP.
He won. I don't know if he won both. I think that Greek guy in Milwaukee had a pretty good season, and even maybe Harden would get a second place look there too.
But at this point, like, he plays both ends of the court. Meaning Kawhi.
Yes.
You can't tell me he's gonna. The dude. All of this aside, like all of his playing aside, at his core, he drives a 97 Chevy Blazer or like Tahoe. The dude doesn't care about all this fluff. He really just wants to win.
Right.
But at the other end of the spectrum, he's really good.
I like the guy except for his last year in San Antonio, where he obviously played.
Yeah, it was a bitch move.
Pound for pound, who was the best free agent right now this summer? Kawhi, by leaps and bounds. But there's nobody. There's no second choice.
NBA Finals MVP.
Right.
Champion,
multi-time MVP with 2 different teams, in the East and the West. Who's done that before?
He is the highest, just the dude that's going to be courted by every team for sure, 100%.
He's not going back to Toronto.
100%, he's not going back to Toronto. It's one of my favorite clips I just saw on Instagram yesterday. Was the guy with the with the tree? He's like, the reporter was like, "Where are you going with that?" He's like, "It's for Kawhi's house. He's staying in Toronto." I'm like, even in the guy's blackout, but he's Canadian. He's like the nicest dude that's blacked out of all time. He's not causing any ruckus. He's like, I want Kawhi to stay, but look at this tree. And I'm like, what is going on with you?
I don't think they sold their soul to get him either. I mean, DeRozan was a lifer there, but he ends up walking. You still have Lowry, you still have Serge Ibaka, you still have enough. They become the Boston Celtics. It's just that their second round team.
To be honest, it really shows how good Kawhi is, because DeRozan left. He comes in, pretty much a team is unchanged besides him.
I think the pieces were there though. I love to see what DeRozan could have done with that. Maybe they get to the finals. I don't know if they win it without him.
They don't win it without him. You know why? You know why?
I don't know.
You know why? Defensive. Like, Kawhi is just... He plays both ends of the court. And there's a clip, I think when LeBron was in Miami, and they're playing the Spurs. Kawhi comes in, he checks in. LeBron shooting free throws. Checks in and he just goes, but at that point it's that anecdote that's like, oh, he knew.
Was that series more of Toronto's defense or more of Golden State's lack of? I gotta tell you something.
Lack of offense or
lack of defense? I gotta tell you something.
Well, we've spoken about this before. My biggest thing is that they were just the Warriors were so adamant about offense. I mean, like, just hawking up threes. They really don't have an offense. They just dribble on the court, hawk up threes.
Isolations, a lot of that.
It was like, yeah, if that's your offense, that's your offense. Okay, but you're not going to tell me like Klay Thompson is a great player. You put him on Washington. You put him on the Bullets. What is he going to do?
Think about the things that Toronto did. Box and one.
Yeah.
It's going to leave your shooters open.
Exactly.
If you're going to throw two men at Curry, it's going to leave your shooters open. So I think Klay did a nice job while healthy of taking advantage of situations where there wasn't a man in front of him. And a couple times Golden State, they made Toronto pay the price. Absolutely.
True, but he's on a team with 4 different All-Stars.
Right. You
put him on a team that's not loaded. Is he the same player?
But we're never going to find that out.
Is he never going to... You think... Well, but this leads me to my next point.
Uh-huh.
This quote-unquote dynasty, first of all, it was never going to be this prolonged dynasty for the next 10
now with
years.
2-year contracts and the things Durant
you can't do it. So at the end of the year, Durant probably gone.
No.
No?
Listen to this.
He's not. Listen
first of all, he's not going to. Durant has a player option to go back there for 1 year for $31.5 million for a guy who will not be playing next year. So does he opt in? Probably. So that's one. Do they re-sign Klay Thompson outright as a free agent, or does he take a little pay cut and just take the 5-year, $102 million offer? That's an extension. Now wait on this.
Okay.
There's a possibility that Golden State will pay 2 players somewhere around $52, $53, $54 million next year not to play.
Oof.
Can you imagine that? And that's on the good side. If Klay signs outright, if Durant re-signs like a 5-year deal outright, $54 million gets blown away to $60, $70 million for guys who will not be playing next year. With 8 free agents on that team. Dynasty's gone. Dynasty's gone.
Oh, it's done.
Bye-bye.
Well, we already knew that before.
Well, I mean, now it's done.
Once Steph Curry, and I say this because everyone thought he was this clutch guy. He had a wide open three.
Right.
Missed it.
That's what we remember of the series. That's a shame.
Missed it horribly.
Right.
Like, it wasn't even close.
His last game was miserable from the field. He was so off.
So you're going to tell me this 2-time unanimous MVP is going to... I would love to have him have a team of jamokes that just are like you have what's his name, the loony bin from the Lakers.
Yes.
No, not Lance Stevenson.
I love Lance. He was pick your pick. He's saying loony bin from the Lakers, like Artest. I mean, how many?
No. Shit. What's his name?
The second pick. His mom died during this season.
No. He why can't I forget? Remember his name?
But if you put him with Jared Dudley, if you put him with Marquise Morris, and you put him with borderline NBA All-Stars, I mean borderline. Yes, you would see a different kind of. I mean, he'd be different. He wouldn't be scoring 30 points a game. It just wouldn't happen.
Ever.
No.
For the rest of his life. He'd be hawking up threes from outer space.
Think about his first couple years in the league. That was the guy we expected to see, not this outwardly what.
Yeah.
I expect more of his dad. When Del Curry played for like Charlotte, he'd be a 16, 17, six-man kind of guy. That's what I thought what his ceiling was, and all of a sudden it's like, wow.
Well, this is the thing. When you have... They drafted beautifully. 100%.
Sure.
They drafted fantastic players. They got a Steve Kerr that came in that
Great
said,
coach.
Let's corral all this talent. But at the end of the day, it is not just like anything. Just like any sports franchise, it's cyclical. You are not going to sustain.
No, it's not sustainable. That's the exact words you can use.
And for me, it kills me for the Warriors because you didn't hear, even when there were Warriors fans, you didn't hear about any of them.
Right.
There's a reason why that logo changed like 8 times in 6 years. Like,
again, smaller market team compared. If you're talking about California, you're talking about the Lakers. You're talking about the Clippers.
Yeah.
We never talked about the Golden State Warriors. When they had Swaggy and Hardaway,
Swaggy P. That's
Richmond.
The one.
Yeah, Swaggy P. There you go.
That's
the one.
I'm
sorry. But that point's well taken. But you don't talk about Golden State Warriors as the first team thinking in California. Even after those championships, I still think of the Lakers. I still think of the Clippers. Not the Kings, but I still think about the other because of the big city. I'm not saying Golden State's San Francisco area is not small, but it's not L.A. So that's a big thing.
Well, for me, so L.A. is so. This brings it to another topic that we're definitely going to discuss. Is that now that AD, Anthony Davis, is going to the Lakers.
Yep.
Which is huge because you have LeBron. You get rid of dopehead Brendan Ingram. You get...
Before you say anything, they're going to have 5 guys under contract by the time this trade's done.
Yeah.
5. So continue with that.
You get rid of Lonzo Ball, so you get rid of baggage of the father.
Right.
Which is huge.
Oh, it's big for them.
Which is huge. I'm sure LeBron was like, get this guy out of here immediately.
I think he liked the kid. You just don't like the
He's not to be honest, if you made him the point guard, he's a very, very good point guard.
Specifically, he's a good passer.
Exactly. But that's all you want. Yeah. If he had scores around him, he'd be really, really good. If you show your back to the camera, right. Rondo, that is a point guard. He doesn't want to score. He wants to facilitate. If you told Lonzo Ball, just facilitate, And you don't have to worry.
Oh.
We don't want you to score. We want you to facilitate. That takes all the weight off you. So if you score 10 points a game, you're playing house money. I don't know who's at the helm. To be honest, I don't know if LeBron is doing it. I don't know if the head coach is doing it.
Janie Buss.
Who is leading the freaking dance here? But
it's probably Buss.
But at the end of the day, like, look at what you have and facilitate as such.
There's a big problem now because you have your top two, and now you're really gonna have to dig deep. You're gonna have to bring back Rondo. You're gonna have to bring back Lance Stevenson. You're gonna have to bring back all these nutcases. Two players will make that team good. It will not make them elite. Not 35-year-old LeBron James.
No.
AD is such a huge piece. Out of the two teams he could have landed on, that was the perfect team to land on.
Let me ask you, why did LeBron go there?
It's not the money. It's
franchise rights.
No,
not franchise rights, but like just being in LA.
Yeah, and it's his next step into Hollywood. It's his next step. Okay. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
He's 34, 35 years old now. He has to start thinking about the future, because his time of he was only all NBA third team this year. So,
really?
Yeah. So guess what?
Whew.
Guess what? There's a tunnel, and the light is shining bright.
Dwindling.
Well, it's shining bright on the other end of what's my next. Not in terms of his peak, because he's getting to that point where he needs to start thinking in 3 or 4 years. What am I doing? What am I going to do? Am I directing? Am I going to coach?
Am I just done? Yeah. It's crazy because for me, and especially for you, I grew up. I remember the Sports Illustrated at my library in high school of him with the ball. He was a junior in high school, being like, "Is this the next Jordan?"
Oh, LeBron, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And watching his whole career and he had how many years that he was. If you, in my eyes, from when he was like, it was like 2008 to maybe 2 years ago. If you're going to tell me he was not the best player in the league,
he's the best player in the league then.
Every year,
just about, yeah.
You're lying to me.
No,
And when they did Steph Curry and all this, like, no. You take LeBron off the Cavs, they are the worst team in the league.
They're the team they were this year.
Yeah. And you put him on there, and they make this.
Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love have a big influence on that success there. But we saw Kevin Love there this year. I know he got hurt, but you saw what happened.
Yeah.
You can take Kevin out and put Kyrie in, the same result, and I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah.
You'd have the same result. But it's the LeBron glue.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I get it. I understand that he, just like anything, just like anyone, is going to get pissed off when things are not going the way he thinks they're supposed to be going. Because you spend all this time, training, practice, coaching, everything to say, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? And you have a knucklehead like J.R. Smith that just doesn't know. And
notice LeBron didn't ask for his services when he was a free agent. Can you imagine that? There's a guy sitting at home, helped LeBron win a championship in Cleveland, but after the nonsense, grab a rebound and just dribble out the clock thinking, oh, we're ahead. Why would you want a knucklehead like that?
I thought we were ahead. I'm like...
When that interaction was sweet. And the interview after the game was even better when LeBron got so fed up. When the reporter asked him, he just walked away. I'm out of here. What else do you say?
If I gave up, like...
LeBron would never throw Jay under the bus in front of the media, but that would have been funny if he said, well, he was knucklehead tonight.
Yeah.
What's new?
No, but like at one point, if we were on a team together and we were tied against another team or down one, And I had a wide open three, and I was just like,
before.
You would have been like,
happened before in the playoffs.
Bro, what is wrong?
I remember the Dallas Mavericks. I think that was it Derek Harper? I think Derek Harper one time thought they were beating the Lakers, and he held the ball, and I looked at him like, no, it's tied. It's tied, Derek.
Numb nuts?
Numb nuts.
Well, I was watching, actually, it brings me to this clip, but it's going to bring me to the next topic that I wanted to talk to you about. I was watching something on Instagram today about Derek Fisher.
We're not done about ED. We're not done talking about ED. On why the Celtics didn't make a big enough move to get him.
Well,
are we coming back to it?
We are coming back to it.
I got lots to say about that.
That's my next topic.
Okay.
And it shows Derek Fisher's clutch shots against the Spurs, against Orlando. I forgot how many clutch shots he had against Orlando, and I forgot how in Orlando was in that series. In the finals, Orlando was 5 points away from winning those games every game.
You're talking about 2009.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
They were that close. Dwight Howard was this and that away from winning a championship.
Dwight Howard was too busy being a candy ass every day, hamming it up.
100%.
That's basketball karma, Kurt.
100%.
And never will win a championship.
I couldn't tell. To be honest, I don't even know what team he's on right now. I couldn't tell you.
He's in Washington. I think he lasted 9 games this year, and his back went out, and that was it.
There you go.
Basketball karma.
I think
I'm Superman.
I think
Bill Russell thought of that. I always wondered that.
And let's. I'm just going to put it out there. I think Emeka Okafor had a better career than him, in the sense of money well spent.
Nah.
Well, money well spent for him because he's his own agent.
Here's the bottom line. Though. Emeka Okafor is not going to be a Hall of Famer. Dwight Howard is a Hall of Famer. He's put up Hall of Famer numbers. We have no choice but to admit that. I think it's embarrassing to admit it. I think he's a goofball.
100%.
I think, again, basketball karma's gotten him, but he will be in the Hall of Fame. It's unfortunate for all the blocks, all the points.
Okay.
He's put up a great career. 16,000 points, I think, something like 13,000 rebounds. I think his numbers. Remember when he started? How old he was? He's been playing forever.
Yeah, no. He was one of the last.
Like Amir Johnson, one of those high school
that got out
to the pros
really quick. So, just after the rule came back, it brings me to my next point of the Celtics. Your favorite topic,
of course.
Kyrie, he's basically
gone.
He's in Brooklyn now,
or what have you, New York.
That's what they say.
What have you?
Well, yes. Brooklyn is in New York.
Yes.
So,
the Knicks. What have you?
If you went to the Knicks, for sure, someone should just kill.
Well, the whole plan is Kyrie and Durant.
No, Jim Dolan. Someone should kill Jim Dolan. He is terrible. But from what I've read and what I've heard, he's going to go to the Nets.
It's probable, especially when he changes agent.
But in my head, you have him, you have D'Angelo Russell.
I don't understand. I
don't understand. What are you going to do? You have two dudes that are the same position trying to do the same thing.
Imagine they flip-flop teams in a sign and trade.
Oh, with Knicks?
That could be a possibility.
Kyrie should go to the Knicks, 100%.
No. Kyrie going to Brooklyn.
Oh.
Russell and the package coming back to Boston. That could be possible. If Kyrie is willing to play ball.
Let me tell you. Thinking of that now, D'Angelo Russell, I think, would be a very good asset in Boston.
He's a rising star.
And let me tell you,
he's a rising star.
You know how much I hate Boston sports. Mm-hmm. I think he'd be one of those guys that comes in and everyone just goes, you know what? Let's get behind this guy. And he starts dropping. He just does his antics after shooting threes. You have the people on the bench doing whatever, because the Nets, they have a good mix going. The next year, if they have this going, they're a playoff team. they can make some moves.
They could be Boston, and you're just taking Russell out and putting Kyrie in, which isn't too bad.
But at the end of the day, they're enjoying themselves.
Yeah,
they're having a good time playing.
Sure.
Which at the end of the day, they all want to win. But it brings me actually to my next point of that there's certain dudes in this league, in the NFL too, that don't give a shit.
Right.
About winning a championship. They want to get paid. They want, like, Kyrie Irving, he has a championship at this point. Does he want another one, or does he want to get paid?
He doesn't want to get paid. He would have stayed in Boston. He wants to get paid. Boston would pay him the most. 5-year deal. More money. He doesn't want to get paid.
Does he want tip-top cash right now? Or does he want...
Does he have a structured settlement? Maybe he could inquire about that with Mr. Wentworth there. But he doesn't want to get paid.
No, but really... well, in my head, like... Was him going to...
Listen to me, I'm going to get in trouble. He's an aloof motherfucker, okay? We have no clue what makes him tick. In October, he's saying, if you have me, I want to be a Celtic for life. I want no one else to wear number 11 at all. And by January, he's like, well, talk to me in July. Garbage.
Well, this brings me... all right. I don't understand.
Say one thing, do another.
Well, I don't get why...
Now you're getting me heated.
I know, and I want this to happen, because...
What, getting me heated?
Yeah. I don't understand why he even went to Boston in the first place. He had other options.
Well, the trade. There was a trade. And remember...
I remember.
When he talked about destinations, Boston wasn't on a vocal radar.
We were in the delivery room.
Yes, we were.
For Asa.
For Asa, yes, we were. Right.
Well, he was already delivered.
Right.
And I remember we both got the update almost at once, and I looked at you, and you were like, I don't know how to take this, because Kyrie Irving, I'll take him in a heartbeat.
Well, of course you would.
But you're losing someone that has continuity in the team. In Isaiah Thomas at that time.
In retrospect, though, how much did you really give up?
Well, how much did you give up in the...
You gave up Jay Crowder. Gave up basically, you gave up IT. He ended up being a hurt asset. Heaven knows if he's ever going to be healthy again. I hope he does.
I mean, geez.
You never know where he's going to show up to Boston again. That'd be interesting. But you give up picks, and you give up Jay Crowder, tough guy, but that's really what they gave up. That's really what they gave up to get Kyrie. So if Kyrie walks, okay, you get rid of a continuity guy who probably doesn't win you a championship on his own, and we saw that. We saw IT couldn't do it. I hate to admit that, but that's the truth.
Why do you hate to admit it? He would. So to me, he never was that guy.
Right. But okay, so Kyrie walks. What did you really lose? Or we sign and trade, get a Russell or what have you, or you extend Terry Rozier, which I'm all for. Don't worry about. That's how these players do it. They go in the media and they gripe.
Is he going to come back?
Rozier. Yes. Well, he has to come back. He's restricted. So he comes back.
Oh, jeez.
Think about.
That's going to be weird.
Think about his playoff run. 16 points, nearly 6 assists, and nearly 6 rebounds. That's not bad.
I'll take that.
So you know what? He didn't come back
as a non-starter. Or as a starter?
As a starter for Kyrie when Kyrie was hurt. Kyrie doesn't want to come back, obviously. And that was Rozier's thing. If he's coming back, I don't want to be here. Now he's not coming back. Okay, I'm open, and he's open to coming back. If he is,
it's a weird situation. You don't
Ainge loves the guy,
but you don't see that a lot.
No,
in that situation, which is weird because you get someone that the Boston fans, the fair weather fans, of course, love because they're like, what do they call him, Scary Terry?
Right.
Yeah, like. Dude had 1, 2, 3 good games in a series, and people
more than that.
But people are just nicknaming him Scary Terry, doing the Jason mask, and I'm like, but in my head, like, you need it.
Even I expected him to play more this past season, and he didn't. Opportunity never came back his way, which I thought was a mistake because when Kyrie was hurt, Boston still won with Rozier in the lineup.
Let me ask you a question. And I know you'll give me the straight answer. Is Brad Stevens the dude that will take him to the promised land?
Brad Stevens will take a team to the promised land. I didn't necessarily say Rozier.
No.
But yes,
this team.
I think he can.
Yeah.
Now it's Brown's team. Now let's face facts. Now this is Brown's team. Now this is Tatum's team. You're going to build around those two kids. You're going to build around Marcus Smart.
You have to.
And you have lots of draft picks. I think the Celtics bring in somebody else. I think these draft picks don't last in Boston. There's going to be some movement. The 3 picks they have in the draft. They have 3 first-rounders. I can't see them keeping all those kids. There's some more movement. There's a 3-team trade coming. There's something coming. Something's coming to Boston. Not going to be AD.
Well,
listen. No one wanted a 1-year rental. Danny Ainge isn't a moron. We want Tatum. Screw you to get this guy for a year who clearly wants to go to the West Coast. Toronto gambled and won a championship. That's all they may get out of this. They get a championship, and they're out the door. Okay,
they can hang their hat on that. But in the eyes of Toronto, they can hang their hat on that because
possibly, yeah,
they are not in. They'll make a run in 5-6 years from now. They said, let's put all our eggs in this basket.
And that's what they did.
And
Boston could have done that.
They could have.
But they didn't want a 1-year rental. Danny fleeced New Jersey out of all these picks for Pierce, Garnett, and what have you. And they fleeced the heck out of them. Do you want to take that haul and say, here you go, Pelicans, for 1 year of a guy? Danny's a smart man, staying away from AD. I didn't want, and if that's that guy said, I'm going to re-sign today, I didn't want him. If you go to the Lakers, then all that was for naught, and then you're back to square one.
True. At the end of the day,
Brown, without Tatum,
at the end of the day, he was going to. AD was going to go. Anthony Davis was going to go to.
Oh, without a doubt.
A West Coast team, anyways. So
that's where Kyrie headed.
Do you think they reunite at the end of the day?
Who?
In the Lakers? So you have Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and LeBron?
There's a stat. They're going to have enough, depending on when the trade is made. If they wait until the end of July, they'll have more cap money because of when the trades.
Because that's a scary team.
And that they could have, I think, upwards of $35 million.
That's a scary team.
Yeah, you can slot.
Then Kyrie. You're like...
There's your big 3. Then you can put people around.
People... You could have you and me play.
Rondo, and you can bring back Stevenson. You can bring enough of those
knuckleheads.
Yeah, but let's just say role players. We'll say role players because I like Rondo. Obviously,
I'm like to be honest, and I have said this numerous times, maybe not on here, but he is the last of a dying breed.
Yeah,
he is. He facilitates so much, and he is not. He is so undervalued.
Yes.
Because the NBA, the way it is that hey, you're a guard, you need to be shooting
combo.
No, I want someone to bring the ball up and facilitate.
That's why you have a 1 as a point guard and a 2 as a shooting guard. That's why they're different. John Stockton was a pretty good shooter, but he get you the 13 assists a game. And that's what he wanted him to do. He didn't want him. He could score 20, 25 points.
That's why he had Jeff Hornacek. But that's why he had Jeff Hornacek.
Yes,
shooting.
Right.
He wasn't passing. He was just all he did was catch, shoot, and then you go down to Karl Malone. Boom, done. Like that's and he had Greg Ostertag. And we're dating ourselves.
We are really dating ourselves. Dumb down this podcast. 877 fucked now, okay? Next.
No, but really, if Kyrie, AD's already on the Lakers at this point.
I don't think Kyrie joins that team.
No?
He wants to stay home. Home is New York.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where is he from?
I
thought he went to Duke for that 1 year.
New York is home for him.
Okay.
So I have.
But at the end of the day, does he look at what's going on? Because really,
no.
But at one point, you see what's going on in New York. Okay, I'm
saying Brooklyn. I'm not saying Knicks.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to Brooklyn. You're not going to the Knicks. So let's just specific. When we say New York, we mean Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Kyrie's not going to the Knicks. Let's get that. Durant's injury salted that away. Continue.
So you go to Brooklyn with D'Angelo Russell.
No. D'Angelo Russell will be subtracted from that equation.
But at that point, all the players, all the team that enjoyed that they had a good thing going.
Kyrie's an upgrade.
He's an upgrade,
right?
But D'Angelo Russell goes out. He comes in, and they have to reevaluate everything.
That's part of the preseason.
I understand, but is he the key to get them into the playoffs to make a run? I don't see that happening.
They're still a player away even with Kyrie.
Yeah, he's not the dude.
No, but he's a upgrade to D'Angelo Russell.
No. I'm not denying that. But
he gets you to the next round.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Why is he going there and not going and seeing what's going on in LA and being like, hey, let me get on this team to...
He doesn't want to play with LeBron again.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure of that. You want to be second fiddle again? He can be first fiddle.
First fiddle to what? And not win anything?
To LeBron.
But
he's in the level, dude. This is his mentality level. I have no clue what he wants, but you know what? He has Jay-Z's agency there. Remember who Jay-Z was associated with?
Yeah.
Brooklyn. Come on, man. He's going to Brooklyn.
But in my eyes, I don't get it because you want to be the man. Okay. That's fine. But you're not going to win anything when you're the man in Brooklyn. You're not going to win shit. You're not going to win anything. So why?
Is Milwaukee's, no matter what they do, Milwaukee's one player away. And no matter what they do, they're still going to be, I don't care if they re-sign Brook Lopez or anything, they're still one player away. Philadelphia is going to be pissing themselves because they have to re-sign everybody outside of their draft picks. So Butler needs to be re-signed. Harris needs to be re-signed. Redick needs to be re-signed. Good luck with that. So Philadelphia may be falling down the ladder a little bit. Okay.
Well,
Toronto loses Kyrie. Loses. Who will they lose? Their favorite playoff MVP. They'll fall down the ladder. That leaves the East wide open again. So Brooklyn's going to look. I'm not saying Brooklyn will win the East.
At the end of the year, it's fun to watch.
Well, it is fun. This whole thing was fun to watch.
This is great. At the end of the day, this is great. You want
Leonard was out for like 22 games this year for the regular season in Toronto, and they still figured out ways to win.
Yeah,
that's what made it fun.
Well, you had guys like Van Cleef.
Yeah,
he came up big, like huge.
They're gonna have to figure that out
because they're gonna have to pay him.
Or let him go.
Or let him go somewhere else.
Or what have you.
You get a Dellavedova kind of situation where he performs in a big scene. He goes on another team, and you're like...
Well, Cleveland overpaid him, but anyway.
No. But I'm saying you get into that realm of like, hey, someone else is going to pay you this much money. Right. And we're also... negating the fact that Jeremy Lin has an NBA title right now.
Yeah, he does.
I saw a video.
He's a good guy.
I know, but I saw a video someone made of him. The quote-unquote highlights of him in the NBA Finals, and it was him just like misdribbling and like errant passes, and they're like, how is he not the NBA Finals MVP?
No, the best thing is, what team did he start with? Golden State.
Yeah.
And all these teams had chances. They kept passing. And Knicks didn't want to pay him. And he's a quality backup guard, 30-year-old guy.
He's a quality. Like
that's why Toronto traded for him mid-season.
He's a quality.
He was good insurance, and they didn't need him.
He was never injured.
Nope.
You know.
Well, yes, he was. He did have the ACL in Brooklyn.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you know what you're gonna get.
Right.
You know. Like, you know what you're going to get.
This isn't phone time. They're one of the Knicks.
Huh?
I'm going to interrupt their freaking podcast next. They're one of the freaking Knicks. that Montrose?
Jesus. No.
Can't win Montrose either. Continue your tirade.
Well, I see you don't want me to continue my tirade because I will just once I saw all this stuff come out about Jeremy Lin winning one and Carmelo not winning one, CP3 not winning one, all this bullshit. I was like, the dude didn't play anything. Like he didn't play a game. Like he didn't play a full game.
No.
I'm like,
yeah, insurance. No, that's why they trade. That's why they got him from Atlanta. It was just insurance.
But at the end of the day, in my head, I'm like,
Brian Scalabrine with the Celtics.
How dare you?
Take the ring. You know what? He said it in 5 years. He'll say he was a major. 5 years after they won the championship, he'll be a major competitor, to that team. 10 years later, he'll tell his kids, "I was the MVP."
Yeah.
20 years, he was the Finals MVP too. Smart man.
Well, he also understood the magnitude of what was going on.
Right.
There are not a lot of guys that understand. Like there are a lot of dudes nowadays that just want to be the guy. They want to be the dude that brings them to the championship. You want to be a Steve Kerr. Sure. You want to be like, hey, Jordan. He wants to be. I'm ready. If you
the role player
calling me,
yeah,
I'm here. Like. Understood the game.
Right.
1,000%. But let's see what he does with a mediocre team. Let's see what he does.
Oh, like when Steve Kerr played with Orlando.
Let's see what he does.
And he did nothing.
Because Greg Popovich brings a team that's not that great to the playoffs.
What not so great team did he bring to the playoffs with Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili?
No. Well,
you're saying if Greg Popovich brought the Phoenix Suns roster to the playoffs?
I'm pretty sure he generates a culture that will hold people accountable to be like, okay, we're not like Devin Booker that's like, hey, I need my shots. Hey, well, you're gonna get your instead of 40 points. You're getting 30 points.
Those guys don't play in San Antonio.
No.
He makes those decisions as well.
Yeah,
Popovich. So Popovich would never look at Booker.
But you need those dudes. You need someone.
He had Steven Jackson for a season or two.
But you need someone like that to hold people accountable and say.
And he did.
We're not playing this whole like I'm the man. I need my like you even have someone on the Spurs roster, like Rudy Gay last year, that was, or 2 years ago, was the man everywhere he went. Memphis, blah blah blah. You're like, Rudy Gay's here, blah blah blah. Hey, I loved him. He was on UConn.
Right.
Loved him to death. He was a phenomenal college player.
His knee injury kind of.
But he was like. On that team, Popovich was like, hey, you are not the player that you used to be. You need to do this, right. this, and this. You have someone like that comes in and checks yourself and says, sorry, you are not that guy anymore. Like, you need to do this instead of this. That's a big pill to swallow.
Sure.
And you need to be ready to do that. And I don't think a lot of dudes, a Devin Booker, that gets a new coach. So, say Devin Booker goes to the Spurs. That's a big pill to swallow.
Yeah.
A huge.
Because now you're gonna be fit into a specific role, and you're gonna like it, or else you're not gonna play. Devin Booker, if he says, well, I'm not doing this, coach, I'm not doing that, he'll just say, I'm the GM too. Sit down. And he'll sit down.
No. But I'm saying, like, for me, I don't understand why a player would be like, well, I need to be the man, even if it's on a shitty team. If you want to get paid, and you want to be on the Suns, if you want to be on a shitty team, hey, that's your journey. Don't complain, for sure. One, don't want any help ever from your GM that's going to be like, hey, we need to get more help for you because you want to be the man and you want to get paid max contract. You're on the Suns. You're not going anywhere.
What'd you deal with the Suns?
Huh?
What'd you deal with the Suns?
How dare you? They suck.
Well, that management, they're becoming more like the Knicks than anything. That Seaver guy there.
No. The Knicks are...
well,
the Knicks are in a...
How many coaches
a
can you have in 8 years?
They're in their own other galaxy.
Not by far. This Seaver guy is a nutcase. You can't keep bringing in a coach every year. You can't hire a coach and not give him the time. You can't have 1 year deals. And I'm not saying he had a 1 year, but after 1 year, the guy's, you're fired. When you're fired?
Yeah.
Give him another year.
Out of here.
You're not going to the playoffs anyways. Who are you in the playoffs with? that roster? They're running the Jones guy from Cleveland. What's his name?
Shit. The guy gets in fights with everyone.
Because of
Daniel Jones. Is it Daniel?
No. But anyway, the point is he ain't done with LeBron. He's got to be smart, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, it's not the same. It's not the same as the Popovich effect, where you get Steve Kerr, you get the guy from Toronto.
You're thinking Dante Jones.
Dante Jones,
like to trip people and everything else. Good role player. Originally drafted by the Celtics back in the day.
Yeah,
that's how Kendrick Perkins became a Celtic.
From
Memphis,
Duke University.
All Duke. What? No, Kendrick was a high school kid.
No. Dante Jones.
Well, Dante.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying Kendrick was one of those high school kids.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
He doesn't have the brains.
I'm not touching that. Continue.
But you want to get into something. I will back you up. 2010. He dislocates his shoulder.
Who's he?
Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, we're going to bring that up again.
That's the reason they didn't win the NBA championship.
It was a 5-minute stretch where our test went crazy hitting threes, and those referees decided to do what they wanted to do on the floor. And that was to call as many Celtics against the foul as they can, get Boston into the penalty, and that was awful. Because at halftime it was 49-36, Boston leading in this stupid thing.
I love how you...
And then suddenly, went haywire.
Exactly.
Because I was thinking parade. I was thinking another Boston parade. I didn't expect our test to go off like that. And the referees to call like 8 fouls within the first 3 minutes of the fourth quarter.
But that's neither here nor there.
And the Celtics never lost a series with KG, Perkins, Allen, Rondo, and Pierce all starting. They are undefeated. But yes, our test hit all goddamn threes, and the referees called 8 fouls within the first 3 minutes. And the thing went haywire. I remember when the Lakers won in 2009 and they beat Orlando. That TV got turned off quicker than I could tell you. All these Laker wannabe fans were in Orlando for that clinching game. I turned that shit right off. Click. Not watching freaking Dwight Howard. Oh, we played well, but we didn't win again. Well, I don't know why. Where's my Superman cape? What's going on? We didn't win again? I'm Bill Russell. You ain't shit. Dwight Howard, shut up and play.
Well, that's his biggest problem. He'll never shut up and play.
No, let's get.
I don't even know what team he's on now.
I told you he's on Washington.
Okay.
He played 9 games and hurt his back. Ay, caramba, and that was it. I'm like, why did you sign this guy? You know who's gonna do? Poor Scott Brooks is probably like, the coach probably like, oh, thank God he's gone. Now we can get back to playing.
Scotty Brooks is like, what did I do to deserve
job security with this guy?
Yeah, I went from being.
Where's the Superman cape?
I went from being 1 game away, maybe
going to the final.
2 minutes away. 2 minutes away from being, and they were. Let me tell you,
that was the Kevin Durant I loved. That was the guy I respected.
They should have that Oklahoma City team should have. There was no.
Listen, they made the right trade. They got Jeff Green out of there. They got Kendrick Perkins.
No.
Excellent for center.
I have no idea what happened because you had
Harden. They didn't want to pay.
You had four dudes.
Right.
You had, and I'm gonna go from least to best.
Go ahead.
Serge Ibaka.
Yes.
Harden.
Yes.
Westbrook and KD. You had 4 All-Stars, superstars.
With Kendrick Perkins, who had the experience. So I like that starting 5. And they were right there.
Right there. They just couldn't. I don't know. I watched all those games. I couldn't comprehend how you got 3-1 up and just couldn't close the fucking series out. I don't understand.
Because they've never been there before. And ask your Orlando Magic, ask your boys from 1995. It's easy to get there,
Bring up
but it's impossible to close.
In front of my face.
You have Horace Grant and nobody else. When Horace is telling Shaquille and Penny, this is how you act, this is what you do, and they do the exact opposite. They think they know better.
It makes sense. No.
Grant just didn't know better.
No, I know. I understand.
He does now, doesn't he?
It just drove me nuts when you see that. When you see that, and you're like, why?
And instead of trying to build on that, Durant decides to go somewhere else. That still sits in my craw. And now basketball karma. And again, I'm not happy they get injured.
He has 2 NBA championships.
Karma.
Right?
Yes.
Let him bask in that ambiance of him getting 2 free championships.
Listen, without him getting injured, he has a chance of getting a third. He had a chance of getting a third one. If he kept playing at his level, he may be top 10, top 5 all time. Now with his knee injury, who knows? But
Achilles.
Well, what have you?
That's worse.
It's awful.
He's gonna miss the whole next season.
He can get $31.5 million just to recoup and figure it out, and then
he's not going to be back next season.
Think about the same guys who got that injury. Dominic Wilkins, really never the same again.
Kobe.
Yeah, well, towards the end of his career, I'm saying guys who were in their prime. Dominic was in his prime, and
he's at his apex.
Never the
he's
same
at his
again.
apex for sure.
And some other guys just never come back.
It's a tough injury. It's a tough injury because
maybe he shouldn't have been out there in the first place.
For sure. What? Let me tell you. What?
It's a disgrace.
You're down 3-1.
Give it up. Let your other guys win it.
They won 3 without you.
And they kept putting pressure on the guy like, will he be back for game 2? Will he be back for game 3? Is he back for game 4? How about no?
When he went down, I was like, dude,
management wouldn't give it.
That's an Achilles injury.
Yeah.
You don't want to fuck with that because it's all you're springing off your foot. You're gonna go like this. And when you don't have confidence, that's always going to be in his mind.
We're never going to see the guy again.
You're never going to see the same.
Year?
You're going to see
in 2020, 2021. He'll be back playing. Hopefully, heaven knows who he'll be
or where he'll be.
You know, he could be the Gordon Hayward, just a guy out there trying his best and getting paid, and he just doesn't have it anymore.
Let me tell you.
Maybe Gordon gets it back next year, but in his case, he's
tough.
always 30, 31, 32. Not good.
It's tough. And especially when you have a traumatic injury.
Again, he shouldn't have been out there to begin with.
Well, whoever cleared him should get their medical license revoked because they're like, no, he's good. I don't care how much fucking nerve ending or nerve blocking agents you shot into his fucking ankle or lidocaine.
It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace to medical.
Somebody had the balls to say he'll be.
No, he'll be good.
And no minute restriction. Just go out there and play. What?
How long did he play for?
What did he play for? 13, 14 minutes, whatever it was. It's too much.
The first tip, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna land, and just go, oh my god, And at that point, you put them on the court for what? For scare tactics. At the end of the day, that's
play
it.
8 minutes in the first quarter and
for scare tactics.
Sit them down.
You'd be like, oh my god, Kevin Durant. Who gives a shit?
It gives you an initial boost. It gives you a little adrenaline, a little oomph.
And then Klay Thompson goes out, which, hey, part of the game. It wasn't a hard foul. It wasn't anything. He just landed funny on his leg, and he tore his ACL. Let me tell you, that shit happens, and it finally happened to the team that hasn't dealt with injuries for 4 fucking years.
To at least
for 4 fucking years.
To at least they're elite players at a level which would have shelved them.
It didn't happen to anyone. Steph Curry didn't get injured. Okay, an ankle injury here and there, but it wasn't
sustainable injuries.
Like you're telling me, okay, so Cavs that year that Kevin Love, courtesy of that piece of crap that played for the Celtics.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Kyle Olynyk, who plays for Kelly Olynyk. Wasn't for him and Kyrie going down with like a knee fracture. You don't like that's a great series. You don't know what happens. They get what? Almost swept. They won 1 game in Cleveland.
And I don't like the fact people put an asterisk next to that, and they're trying to put an asterisk next to Golden State about the injuries. Injuries happen.
100%.
So guess what? You play with who you have on the floor.
But this is why I'm saying that, because everyone's saying, well, they didn't have Clay. They didn't have.
Happens every year.
Well, you beat a team of LeBron, Tristan Thompson, Dellavedova, and then who else? It gets really weak after that.
Yeah,
that's my biggest thing. You can't have it both ways.
No.
You need to have it. Hey, this is the way it was. It sucks. The dynasty's over. You had 5 good years, which is way more than a lot of teams have it.
Right.
Be thankful for it. Appreciate it. It will never come back to the Warriors for the next 30 years.
Yeah, not next year.
I'm sorry.
No.
That's where we're going to end it.
Fine by me.
And then we're going to... But it's cyclical at the end of the day. The fucking Bulls. They ran shit. Where are they now? They fucking suck. You have to understand that any franchise, Celtics, the Lakers, any great franchise in any sports is going to come in circles. You can never be great.
Not the Patriots. Your friend Chuck with the beard says they're going to keep winning forever. They're going to win forever, Chuck. Reality check. They're going to start losing sooner rather than later.
And they're going to suck hard.
I'm a Patriots fan. There's a fall coming.
It's going to be bad.
Reality, man.
Let me tell you, every Pats fan, it's coming. It's going to suck.
That's right, Chuck.
I'm sorry.
I hate your beard.
But I'm not sorry. Got to deal with it. Them the breaks.
You gotta tell that guy to shave his beard. Looks like a freaking guy in the cookie box that makes the crackers in the trees.
Time to make the donuts.
No, the Keebler dudes. Whatever they are.
But at the end of the day, you want something? 877 talk now.